Hey YouTube, ZeroMagnumX here. Welcome to a very special video. In this video I'm going to be talking about STEM. STEM, you say? What is that? Yes, STEM. We'll start with this. In this video I'm going to be calling out some major YouTubers and perhaps even you if you're watching this. I hope to see some video responses and some videos posted. What is STEM? It simply stands for spell, trap, effect, monster, and monster, normal. This is the format I'd like you to post it in. Monster, then the effect monster, spell, and trap. Why are these important? I want to know your all-time favorites. So I'm calling you guys out. Who am I calling out? MCO40, Vexicus 4666, Underworld 6667, T-Minority SPG, and Spoofy 29. I want to know what your all-time favorites are, and without further ado, here are mine. First up, we have the one, the only Blue Eyes White Dragon. Why do I like this card? Well, it's simple, you see. I like the story behind it with the Egyptian saga with Kasara. How she has to be sacrificed to make this great beast. And how the power and the light is inside of her. That's why I like it, and on top of that, I'm kind of a Kaiba fanboy, if you hadn't noticed. If you check out my Vanguard duel, you'll guys see the Seto Kaiba cases. Next up is my favorite all-time effect monster. I consider this the great equalizer to formats. I don't like tribal decks too much in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think they're an infection sometimes, and what better to stop an infection than an infection itself. So a tribe-infecting virus, I'd have to say was my all-time favorite monster. It's kind of a trump card back in the day, and I really appreciate it. It has a solid body, it's a continuous effect, and because it's not overly powerful with like 1900 attack points, it's actually kind of easy to get off the board, so you can get maybe 1 or 2 turn uses out of it. And it's a card that requires skill to think and to play. Next up is my favorite spell card. Apologies that wasn't up. This might surprise some, because in this video you're allowed to go over any TCG card. That means on the forbidden list, on the semi-limit, on the limit, wherever it might be. So that being said, Giant Trunade is actually my favorite all-time spell card. And here's why. I like it because it doesn't destroy. If you set or overextended some cards, you have this to get them back, even if your opponent doesn't have a heavy storm. So if you can anticipate a few plays and a few cards, this might be a great way to get your cards back. I like it because it's versatile, and it can reset some plays that maybe perhaps didn't go into your favor. What I'm talking about is, say you set a couple of Space Typhoons, and all of a sudden they have a few sets. So you play your Giant Trunade and you get your Space Typhoons back to your hand. They set their cards. Now you can anticipate what they might set. It kind of resets it in a little bit, and I just like it for those reasons. They're really awkward and odd situations, like why wouldn't you train Space Typhoon to their sets or anything like that? Well, sometimes it's also good to bait your opponent into thinking that you have something when you don't. And sometimes those Space Typhoons are waste-setting baited cards. Giant Trunade helps solve that issue. At least to me. My favorite all-time trap card is Compulsory Evacuation Device. The reasoning behind this card is because I have used it since it was not popular way back in the tribute days. I liked it because when the tribute summoned, it had value. Unless it was Jinzo, this card was always live and always good. And over the years, it's only gotten increasingly powerful because of Synchro and Xyz monsters. So there's not much else to say for it. It's a good card, it has a lot of value, and it can be a Spell Speed 2 version of removal. That's why I appreciate it, and that's why I like it. So, MCO40, Vexicus 4666, Underworld 6667, Spoofy 29, and T-Minority SPG. Do you guys have what it takes to tell us what your favorite cards are and why? Let's see, and I hope to see some videos and some responses. Peace, YouTube, and ZeroMagnumX out.